All right, we're recording. Welcome everybody. I guess this is supposed to be a men's call tonight mostly, but it's good to see everybody here. And I'll start off by welcoming everybody and announcing that there are some raffles during this time we're here. 2 sticks of active 4 times throughout the call. So if you're new to Plexus, not an ambassador, you put a 1 in the comments box. I have to find that. Where's the comments box?
And the chat.
Got it. Okay. All right. So if you're not currently an ambassador, put a 1 in the comments, and we'll try to get your name. And I think that Jan's going to do the raffles later. Yes. Okay. All right. I guess we're going to start off with Ray. Ray's got an early work schedule, it sounds like, so we'll let Ray get started. He'll unmute, and we'll go from there with his testimony. Hey, Ray.
Hi, how y'all doing? So just to be brief, my wife started getting into Plexus about a month ago, I think, maybe a little bit before that, through a family member, and my warning signals were up, MLM, like all these warning signals. And I was very skeptical going in. And I don't know why, but about 3 weeks ago, she decided to invite me to try these things out. Now, a little bit of background, I did 20 years in the military, and I'm approaching my 60th birthday, and body's kind of gone through a little wear and tear. And we have a little hobby farm here where I work full time at a desk doing very stressful work, and then I come home and do very strenuous work, but it's more peaceful, but really zaps my strength, and I kind of know where my limits are, especially as I get older. But after like 24 hours of taking whatever it was she gave me, like bam, I felt amazing surge of energy.
I think you have lots of friends.
But I haven't seen Belly in a long time.
We'll get together. We'll get together at something.
Anyway, so I think because I kind of run my body sort of to the limit in terms of sleep and work. I used to do P90X. I'm not like Jan. I used to do P90X, but now I do P-Pharm-X. I don't have time to really exercise, so I can really tell when my body has input that really gives it some oomph, and that's what I felt for the last three days. Now I also teach an early morning scripture class for our high school youth that puts me in a classroom at 6 a.m. And it was really rough for me to do that, on going on fumes, but I feel alert and engaged. So I not only feel physically a big difference, but also the mental clarity. So that's basically it in a nutshell. Oh yeah, I never weigh. I'm against scales, but I just happened to weigh a couple of days ago, and I lost 10 pounds. Yeah. So anyway, that's about it in a nutshell.
Wow, that was good. 10 pounds in a week, you said?
Yeah, 3 weeks, I think. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Any changes? Energy was good up, and that's.
Yeah. And I've done intermittent fasting, and I make my own kefir from the goat milk that we get from our goats, and so I'm really into the gut biome and stuff. But this kicked it to another level. I asked Julia, like, hey, can you overdo it on this gut biome stuff? And she assured me that as long as I was still here, it was okay. So
Great. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate that.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to Jan. I guess this is the time for a raffle.
It sounds like it.
There you go.
This is I'm not a pro at raffling, but ran the numbers here, and looks like Johnny wins 2 sticks of active. Is that right?
Yeah, so he's our first winner.
First winner. So Johnny, congratulations.
So Johnny will need to put an address, I think, in the chat, and we will go from there. Thanks, Johnny. Congratulations. Hey, Dr. Thomas.
What's up?
Hey, so perfect timing.
So busy.
Perfect timing. So Dr. Hemmingway's on now, and I think we'll just go right into this spiel. Take it away.
Awesome. Cool. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm thinking somebody might need to be, okay, cool. Nice to see you guys here. My name is Thomas Hemmingway. I'm a physician for the last 25 years, and it's just a pleasure to share with you a little bit about not only the supplements, but my journey, my family's journey. We've been on these products for over 5 years, so it's pretty cool. We've seen lots of benefits. I have to admit, guys, I'm a physician, board certified in emergency medicine. I was probably one of the biggest skeptics of all times. Like, supplements were probably the last thing that I wanted to pay money for, because I always figured you could get it from your food. So why spend any money, on something that maybe you could get from your diet? And what I've learned over the years is that, unfortunately, despite trying really, really hard to eat clean, super healthy, eating just real, whole, natural foods, trying to avoid, things with barcode and a label, all the processed foods, and just trying to stick with fresh, fruits, vegetables, fresh meats. I eat the rainbow, guys. I eat everything. I'm an omnivore. I eat lots of veggies, lots of fruits. I eat meat. I eat steak. I eat fish. I eat the whole thing. And and what I've learned is that even if you eat super clean, you eat organic, you eat, all of the best high quality foods, both plant and animal, that you're still going to likely be deficient in certain things. And I don't know if you guys have heard of Mark Hyman. He's a pretty famous physician in the kind of functional and regenerative medicine space. He's got a podcast called The Doctor's Pharmacy. He just wrote a book called The Pegan Diet. He's written like 10 books, and he has a pretty famous quote that says, despite, eating, perfectly clean, organic, and not eating the garbage processed stuff, you're still going to be nutrient deficient. And that's just because our soils are nutrient depleted. A lot of the food that we buy, even though they may be organic, they may be lacking certain vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients. And so supplementation is actually necessary for all of us, no matter how healthy we eat. And I kind of found this out on my own, and kind of, just fell into it, because at first, I basically, wouldn't take any supplement. I just thought all supplements were a waste of money. They just made lots of expensive urine. You couldn't absorb them anyway, so why bother? And then, my wife started taking these products, and my kids started taking them. I saw tremendous benefits in them. And after I did about a year's worth of homework and research on all the ingredients in these products, I decided to give them a try. And the reason that I decided that I would do this is because, although I was really healthy, at least I thought, I figured, what's the worst that could happen? I might waste $150 or something, but it was worth a try, So I actually, once I reviewed all the ingredients and recognized that there was nothing bad in these supplements, and they were all high quality, good ingredients that are natural, they're plant-based, I figured I would give it a try for myself. And I noticed that within probably a month or two, I was sleeping better. I had more energy. I felt more clear and focused. I didn't have sort of this kind of, tiredness that was the midday that I often suffered from, and kind of this brain fog that a lot of people have, during the day when they don't feel, like they're as energetic as they'd like to be. And all this stuff kind of cleared up. And what my wife kind of recognized early on is that my mood improved. Who knew that your mood could improve on these products? And that's because they focus on 3 key things. And I just want to talk about that real briefly. This line of supplements, is of the utmost high quality ingredients, and it focuses on helping your body do 3 principal things. And one is to maintain your blood sugar in a balanced fashion. A lot of you guys may have heard of folks that suffer from highs and lows in their blood sugar. They may get a little hypoglycemic and be tired, not have the energy that they really want and need. So this product line called Plexus, which you're hearing about tonight, focuses on blood sugar stabilization and balance. So you don't have those peaks and valleys where you get hyped up and then you get, sort of the crash after you eat and you get so tired you want to take a nap. And that's because the pink drink primarily has this ingredient called chromium, which helps maintain a real even blood sugar balance. So it does that really, really well. And I noticed that really early on. The second thing that this product line does, it reduces inflammation. Now, inflammation is probably the root of almost all medical illnesses, everything from diabetes, prediabetes, obesity, heart disease, high cholesterol, cancer, gut illnesses, inflammatory bowel diseases, Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, irritable bowel, being real gassy, being bloated, all these things have at their root inflammation. And one of the primary purposes that this product line does is it actually decreases that inflammation, which will in turn give you much more energy, because believe it or not, inflammation is taxing on your body. You're expending lots of energy being inflamed. And if you reduce that, you not only feel better, you feel less inflamed, less swollen, less sort of laggy and low energy, but you actually increase your energy. So that's the second thing they do, is they reduce inflammation. The third thing is they improve what's called your gut health. And this is kind of a newer thing for a lot of people. And even for me as a physician, it wasn't something I was taught in medical school, 25, 30 years ago when I took all of my courses in physiology, anatomy, nutrition, and so on. We didn't really have any idea what this whole concept of gut health was. And now, fortunately, it's starting to become recognized in not only, the common lore and the public press and everything else, but physicians slowly but surely are starting to recognize that it's important. And because we have in our bodies literally trillions of bacteria that live on us, in our skin, in our nose, in our mouth, in our gut, everything from our mouth all the way through the intestinal tract and down out the backside, we have trillions of bacteria. And we're actually overrun by these guys. There's actually more bacterial cells in our body than there are human cells. So we're actually outnumbered by what's called the microbiome, or our personal microbiota, or our footprint. That's basically what makes us up as humans. And if we can learn to optimize our flora, our microbiome, we can get so much healthier, because these bacteria are responsible for producing hormones, for producing vitamins and nutrients, and so many other minerals and chemical messengers called hormones that we need. I mean, who knew that like almost 90% of all our happy hormones, you guys have heard of serotonin, is produced by your gut flora. So our gut, this bacterial makeup of our bodies that lives on us and within us, is actually responsible for helping out in so many ways. And I didn't really understand this until maybe a decade ago. And I really focused on it recently, 5-6 years ago, when I investigated these products and then I started taking them. I realized that, things happened with me personally. My mood improved. And that's because I was improving the quality of my gut bacteria. The good ones were proliferating, and the bad ones were kind of getting crowded out by the good ones. So my serotonin levels came up. I stopped craving sugar. I used to be a guy that ate ice cream every single night. That was just kind of my habit. It was kind of my chill time after work. I'd have dinner, chill with my kids, and I'd have a bowl of ice cream. And because I've changed my gut flora, with the healthy bacteria like Akkermansia, for example, I don't even crave sweets at all. Like, I just don't crave them. And what you'll find is that as you improve your gut flora, your cravings for all this badness that we get exposed to, that's sweet, that's not healthy, all the processed foods and whatnot, your cravings just go away. And although I still love ice cream, in fact, today is my kid's birthday, so we're going to have ice cream and cake tonight, and that's okay. Like, I do that for special occasions, and I might have, a sweet treat. Usually it's a little bowl of ice cream once a week or so. But before that, I literally did that every single day. And I always thought, oh, well, as long as I burn the calories with my exercise, I'll be all good. But I didn't understand that these things eaten on a daily basis, all the processed foods and the sweets, are just not good for us. And the cool part is I don't even crave them anymore. Although I like the taste, of ice cream, I don't crave it. And that's because I've changed my gut health. I've changed my gut flora. And that's been clinically shown and proven that there's certain bacteria that live in our guts. The more sugar we eat, the more those bad bacteria proliferate. And they actually send signals to our brain to tell us to crave sugar and to eat more sugar. So if you ever feel that way, it's not your fault. It's those dang, bacteria in your gut that are making you feel that way. So if you change the gut bacteria with these products, you won't even get those signals anymore. You won't feel the cravings. You don't have that tendency to go, I really wish I could have, a Snickers bar, which I used to eat regularly. My wife used to buy me Snickers bars, and put them in my backpack, take them to work, because I'd work a 12-hour shift or whatever. And And the last time she bought me one of those was years ago, and it literally sat in my backpack for a whole year until I finally just threw it away because I just don't crave it anymore. So these products, just in summary, really do a great job at decreasing your cravings, maintaining a nice even blood sugar, improving your health by improving your gut. And that will help with your mood. It'll help with your sleep. It'll help with your energy. It'll also help with the aches and pains. I'm going to be turning 50 soon. And like legit, I have rarely any aches and pains unless I injure myself. Right now for my kid's birthday, we're at the trampoline park, and maybe my wife will post it up on her Instagram or something. I can still do flips at nearly 50 years old because I feel great. I feel like a teenager. And that's because these products have been so useful for not only me, but my whole family. And I've discovered that they can be useful in anyone as long as they're human. I haven't found a single person that these supplements cannot help and cannot benefit. I thought I was the picture of health, and I thought I didn't need to waste any money on supplements ever. I could get it from my diet, but I've learned differently. You just can't get it all from diet, no matter how clean you eat. So these supplements are natural, they're plant-based, they work really, really well, and they're worth every dang penny. So that's all I wanted to share with you tonight, that these, supplements are powerful. They're worth every penny, and they will improve your health dramatically in so many ways. And if you want to learn more, guys, you can listen to my podcast. It's called Modern Medicine Movement. I did 2 or 3 episodes on gut health. I just did one last week on intermittent fasting. Today, I'm going to release one tonight on the macros and the diet, things like protein, carbohydrates, and fats, and how to mix those up and all of that. So look for me on Facebook, Instagram, or just look for the podcast, Modern Medicine Movement. Thanks for having me on, Craig.
Yeah, thanks, Thomas. Appreciate it. Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go jump on the trampoline with my kids for the birthday. So I'll catch you guys later. You guys take care.
Have fun. Tell them.
All right. Aloha.
Okay, bye. All right, moving on. Oh, we want to just announce, make sure that everybody knows if you're a new ambassador to put that number 1 in there, and then we'll know to raffle off another.
It's new to Plexus, not an ambassador.
Oh, I'm sorry, new to Plexus, not an ambassador.
For the 1.
A 1 if that is you, and then we can, in the comment section. Okay, I'm trying. All right, Jan, I guess it's back to you.
All right, Craig. It looks like for our next winner, we got Kyle. So Kyle, you put a number 1 in the column, and we're going to be shipping 2 sticks of active your way. Is that Kyle dancing?
Yeah.
I just got to notice
Celebratory joy.
Zoom was like, you were muted, by the way.
I was scared of my daughter.
Oh, everything's okay.
Good
Our
work.
4-year-old.
Kyle, if you could put your address in the message to Julia Bender, and they'll get that to you. I'll unmute you here. I'm trying. It's not working. Oh, there you go. Okay, great. All right, moving next. That's right. Oh, I'm sorry. I went ahead. We'll skip ahead. Josh Mcgrew. You're up.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully good. Anyway, so I'm Josh Mcgrew, and I'm 42 years old, and I'm probably 10 months into Plexus, and I'll give you a little bit about how that happened. But I'm married to Angie Mcgrew, and she's a senior Ruby with the organization, and hopefully an Emerald soon, we hope. No, we will be. Anyway, I'm a Navy vet, and we have 2 awesome kids. That's Brooks and Harper. That's a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. So about 10 years ago, I started having, some health problems, gaining weight. I had the triple threat, basically: high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and I had diabetes, onset of diabetes, basically. So at least that's what they said. So then to kind of top it all off, our son Brooks, he was born with Down syndrome, so that kind of added some anxiety and some stress that we really didn't need. And so I was probably a walking time bomb, to be honest with you. I was 238 pounds. I had brought back an old habit and started smoking again. That was my actual weight loss program for a little while. And it got me down to 217. That's pretty sad, I know. I had bumps all over my body, and we had them checked out, and they were cholesterol trying to get out of my body. Bumps over about a third of it, my back and around my stomach, and it was just really bad. My triglycerides, I don't know, well, there's some doctors on here and stuff, but they were at 2,800. I think, well, I don't think, but some organizations think about 70 is a normal range. My A1C was 11.7, and my blood sugars were hanging at about 300 or so every time I checked myself. So basically I was pretty close to death. Angie saved me then. She brought the Plexus to me. She said, "You're going to take it." I began taking the triplex and a few other supplements that I'm really not sure, to be honest with you, I'm really not sure what all I take. She just makes me take it. And no, I'm just playing. But soon after, I quit smoking right away. I mean, and then a few days later, I really started to kick my soda habit. And within a few weeks, I had a 9 soda a day habit vanished and back on water. And a little bit of coffee with some sweetener in it. I can't go completely away from everything. But, so I'm looking at some notes here, sorry. Fast forward to the present. My triglycerides are, and this is 10 months in now, my triglycerides are within normal ranges. My doctor said that that was the biggest jump he's ever seen in 9 years. And I said, "Hey, doc, how long have you been a doctor?" He goes, 9 years. So that was pretty awesome. My sugars hang out around 110, 130-ish, depending. I'm still a little cheater on things, but my cravings are way gone. I mean, just blasted out of that. I'll do my midnight. I used to do a midnight snack every single night like he did, but it was like a hot dog or something savory because I'm a savory guy. But and the foodie in me is kind of just went away. It's pretty awesome. The best part is that I've been able to get back on the floor and play with my kids, toss them around and get on my elbows and knees. I couldn't do that a few months ago because of some kind of inflammation going on in my joints, in my fingers, my elbows, and it would like give me sharp pains to even get down with them. So I thought pretty much life was over. But with that and a huge return of the passion for life and passion for other things that the wife appreciates, I feel 25 again. And that's my story.
Oh, thanks, Josh. That's a great story, actually. Pretty awesome. And yeah, the common thing I think we're hearing is those cravings for everybody. And once those cravings are gone, that really seems to help all those other things we're trying to deal with. So, wow, I'm amazed. That's pretty awesome. Next, we're back to Jan. We need to, I guess we're supposed to have music in here, but we don't. So
Come on, Craig. What kind
next
of run is this? Okay, so looks like Ken is our next winner for 2 sticks of active. Congratulations. There we go. There's some music.
The DJ's in the background.
I like it. Okay. Do we identify Ken?
Did
I'm
we
looking at all the boxes here.
send your address to Julia Bender in the chat box?
Yeah.
Okay. Scratch that off the list. Now we are on to Rick and Linda. Rick, is it Galleon?
No, it's Jan's turn, then Rick.
Oh, Jan's gonna give his
Oh,
testament.
I went to 2 sticks. Go, Jan, go.
Come on, Craig. I'm trying to keep up too.
Okay, good. Hit it.
So thank you all for sharing what you have so far tonight. That's one of the things I guess enjoy about overhearing these calls from time to time with Julia is just the variety of life experiences and what brings people to this and what they walk away from it with. and are able to share with others. So I have some commonalities with y'all and also some differences. So when I left home at 18, joined the Marine Corps, and I'm 38 now, and one way or the other, I've had a relationship with the military since then. And so that's kind of dictated a lot of things in my life. One of the benefits is that it's forced me to be active and stay fit relatively, but it also comes with a certain amount of stressors that aren't necessarily unique to that job, but are steady. And so to fast forward to kind of where our lives intersected with Plexus, about 3.5 years ago, Julia, my wife, was going through some health struggles and kind of at a big intersection as to what to do next. And she actually, Brooke Hemmingway, Thomas, who we heard from earlier, his wife, reached out to her, and both of us were relatively skeptical, but the other alternatives that we were headed into health-wise for her were much more expensive, and long-term just seemed to be a path that was pretty worrisome to head down. So we talked about it, and she said, I can try this for a couple months and we'll see where it goes. And where it led for her was a place that offered her a lot of hope and helped her level out in life without a lot of additional medications and procedures and other things that were going to be required if we'd taken the other path. So she was into things for about 6 months when we were made aware that I was going to be stepping out of deployment to Afghanistan with the National Guard. And so she said, "Hey, I know that that you don't feel like you need this stuff, but I want to invest in your health when you take off for this. You're going to be, under stress and in a lot of challenging conditions. So why don't we give you one less thing to worry about? We'll get you in these supplements." And like a lot of guys on here, I was like, sure, if that makes you happy, makes you feel better, I'll take them. And so I think it was a couple months before I left, started off on the typical regimen. I think it's triplex, which usually includes like one that gets rid of bad bacteria, one that gets, sows the good stuff, and then also kind of a multivitamin. And so that experience for me was, I would say health-wise, I was in pretty good shape. But I did see subtle yet profound changes that helped with my mood. Like a lot of guys, juggling a family and a job, sleep is usually the first thing to go. And so my temperament sometimes can be a bit edgy. Having that boost in serotonin and just kind of more of a levelness about me. That's something that Julie and the kids noticed within, a matter of weeks. And as I headed into the deployment, one of the things that, looking back is more clear now is, that's an environment where, again, you're pretty sleep deprived. You're eating meals irregularly, and you're packed into tight spaces with people from all over the world, traveling, and kind of world turned upside down for a while. And I didn't suffer from any sickness. A lot of times in those circumstances, you end up with what they call the barracks crud, where you're sick for, a week to 3 weeks, and you're hacking and blowing and dealing with sinus issues. And I was just kind of above that, where a lot of my group was fighting through it pretty intensely. Again, didn't recognize that when I was in it, but looking back, a lot of these things, kind of became more clear. One of the things that was really apparent to me was in that world where you don't have a wife and kids to come home to anymore, and your life is work, you got to find ways to manage stress. And for me and the group that I was with, we were lucky enough to have a CrossFit instructor with us. And so for twice a day, I was doing pretty intense workouts with them. And a couple of things became apparent. One, my recovery, being able to throw that kind of weight around with that intensity, to start and finish the day, and then wake up and do it again and again and again, 2 times a day, 6 days a week. That was not something that would have been normal for me to be able to recover from at 36 years old. In addition to that, we all have our own struggles. I am kind of hopelessly lean. I'm 6'5", and usually float around 180 pounds. Before I went on the deployment to Afghanistan, I was down to like 175 because I'd had a pretty rigorous assignment and just kind of depleted myself. And so in an effort to, fuel my body and take care of things, I took Plexus the whole time I was there during these workouts, and ended up coming home, after, of course, a good workout routine and putting down a lot of calories. But I weighed more in my life than I ever had. So inverse some of your stories. A lot of you guys were out to cut weight. I was out to put weight on. And so I came home, left at like 175 and came home at like 205. Some of that, of course, is abnormal because my workout routine and the amount of calories I was putting down was a little absurd. So when I got home and leveled out, I was pretty excited to see how did that change? What would I retain? And my workouts went down to like 3 days a week. But I stayed on Plexus and leveled out at like 195, which is a great like fight and healthy weight for me. And that's been sustained through ups and downs of life. The only steady has been that I've been on Plexus. I try to get 3 meals a day. Workouts ebb and flow from 3 to 5 days a week, but that's great. I think that's the healthiest weight that I've probably ever been at. And feel fit, feel strong, and like I said, my recovery rate's pretty great. The other thing that I think is subtle, but over time becomes apparent, and some of this came about because as a disbeliever, a hard-headed guy, a couple times in our lives, I've told Julia, I don't think we need to be spending money on this anymore, and I think I'm done. And so she'll cut me off. And about a month later, I'll realize, wow, that stuff was working. I'm going to need to be humble and go back and ask if my Plexus drug dealer could hook me back up. So one of the things that's pretty apparent is brain fog. And I think for me, as a kid, I was diagnosed with ADD. And so I'm prone to distraction. I like fast moving, shiny things. And it definitely has helped me level out, retain a better amount of focus, and even the Edge product. I don't know if any of you have taken that, but Edge seems to really help amplify my ability to focus and get things done. So I'm a big believer in the product, or the suite of products overall. They've been good for our family, good for me, and for a stubborn, hard-headed guy, in the end, the results are pretty undeniable, and benefit from the serotonin, the levelness, and the recovery. I think that's all I got, Greg.
No, thanks, Jan. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's funny because I think that one of the common things, and for me too, is that subtle change thing where you don't think it's working, and then within a month or a couple of weeks, you're like, oh, that thing is gone, or that feels better, or I'm eating better, I slept better, all those things. So it's good to hear everybody. So if you're new to Plexus, be patient. You have to be patient with the products. I think that's a huge part. Yeah, thanks, Jan. Appreciate that. Oh, we're done. Oh, okay. We're on to Rick. Now we're on to Rick. All right, Rick, take it away.
Yeah, I unmuted you.
Hi, I'm Rick Gallion, married to Linda Gallion. We know Julia through our daughter. I know Julia as being 15 years old, so it's a shock to see such a beautiful grown woman, and Jan is lucky to be with her. So yeah, just turned 68, been with my Linda for 47 years. We were married in 1975, getting out of the Army for the first time at the conclusion of Vietnam. Our 46th anniversary is in August. We have 7 kids from 31 to 44, and 20 grandkids. And I help co-nurture our grandkids with grandma. So real quick, my short story is in the Army, 23 half years, was mandatorily medically retired out of Walter Reed with the diagnosis of MS. So Linda and I have been dealing with the MS for about 26 years. In addition to that, major back, shoulder, and knee injuries from a helicopter mishap, and medically retired at 75%. Should be 100, but I refuse to go that far. Other things that we encountered in my adult life: a serious malabsorption problem, irritable bowels. After retirement, kind of a sedentary lifestyle, diabetes, arthritis runs in my mom's family, have that. some cholesterol issues, and some medical diagnoses that aren't because of my lifestyle, hemochromatosis, polycythemia vera. The doc would know what I'm talking about. In addition, with the medical retirement for MS, the secondary to mild dementia, I don't claim to be a brainiac or anything, but I survived in the Pentagon because I could read about 1,100 words a minute and absorb it all with about a 98, 99% retention rate. When I got sick, my reading speed went down to about 325, and I couldn't remember anything. Anyway, going on, like you've heard from Jan and Ray a little bit, real vivid dreams attached to military service, anger mood, just out of the blue swings. And so when Linda twisted my arm to take Plexus, because like Ray, a lot of exposure to MLMs, and I'm not going to badmouth any of them, but they just didn't work. And I think the root of that, as a general statement, was the concentration on making money. I have no qualms with businesses making honest money, but she put me on the products, and she started to see a more balanced return to my moods. And parenthetically with that, I noticed in Linda, her bubbly personality has always been there. You know, other than being the most beautiful girl that I had seen to date, it was her charm, her personality, and her easy patience with me, and just those things really attracted that to me. And in the course of 40 something years, those kind of were buried because of her body changes and health issues. So that really caught my attention, and then I really was willing to try this stuff. And so I have noticed Linda, our children and grandchildren have noticed a big improvement in my moods and in my sleep, and in my ability to focus now on things, and not to just kind of wander, lose an attention span. And to me, that's big things. And there's been a marked increase in my energy, and that's a big thing with people with MS. So in about 5 weeks on Plexus, which I like, it makes Linda and our daughters who are involved in this really upset, because I lost 35 pounds, probably cruising into 40 pounds. And I'll admit, a lot of it is purging, my tract, my bowels and intestines of all that industrial sludge you get, from accumulating processed foods and stuff. And if anybody's ever been in the jungle, you can see the young chimpanzees who mostly stay on bananas, have not learned to eat the other greens. Yeah, well, I've been a chimpanzee on bananas for a couple of weeks. I mean, it's really cleaning me out, and I'm thankful for that. No sugar cravings. I mean, I used to pound M&Ms, bags of M&Ms. I mean, I would pound that stuff. And like some of us, real rocky road addict, and I just can't eat the stuff. I've really lost my sugar cravings, which has improved, believe it or not, my taste in foods. My appetite's still intact, but the volume of food that I would eat has really decreased. And I think, I'm not a doctor, but I know it's because my bowels and tracts are absorbing the nutrients and stuff that I need. It's not just passing through. And I understand a little bit about the fauna in your systems, and that's really important. And I really don't have problems with my bowels or my tummy, the irritability there. So yeah, improved appetite, absorbing nutrients, and a decrease in volume of food. And so, of course, with that, a decrease in rate and weight, major decrease in pain management. I'm off all the medicated medicines for pain management, and I'm real happy about that. And a decrease in my inflammation, pain and swelling. So in my right hand, you know, I actually went in to see a hand surgeon to see if I qualified for some surgery. And he said, yeah, Rick, you don't have any cartilage between your joints. And so when you can no longer stand that, I'll replace your joints. And he said, oh, by the way, that will suck because it really doesn't improve anything except stop the pain. He said, not there, you know, peace out. So this little finger I can bend, and this one I'm bending. I couldn't do that, you know, 2 weeks ago, and it really hurt. So now it's just uncomfortable. And so Linda just got, what'd you get?
Collagen.
Collagen. So that, you know, I'll start taking that tomorrow. That just arrived in the mail. So we're real hopeful that I'll be able to, you know, do that again. So yeah, in total, probably, yeah, I'm cruising into the 6th week. I'm pretty happy. And so now I'm still a baby. Linda says, take it. I take it without questions. And so I'm slowly learning. So my knowledge will improve. That's about it.
Cool. Thanks, Rick. That's pretty amazing story, and lose so much weight too. That's a great start. Again, those cravings and the gut changing, that's the big key, I think, right, with everything. All right. Last but not least, Porcupine Trail Conqueror right there. If you guys need to look up Porcupine Trail in Utah and see what this man just accomplished, it's pretty amazing. So Mr. Sean Gibson, take it away. And we have one more raffle, everybody, at the end, so be patient.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you, Craig. Awesome. Well, first, I want to give a shout out to all the veterans. We've had, I think, 3 veterans speak today. So awesome shout out to you guys, and just thank you. I always get choked up talking about veterans, so I'll just move on. But yeah, my name is Sean Gibson. My wife is Emily Gibson. She's a Diamond Ambassador. I am an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus. We've been with the company about 5+ years. I've got 4 kids. I'm a doctor of physical therapy. And we've talked a lot about health changes. I'm going to talk about health changes intermixed with a little bit about the business and how the business has changed our lives as well. So just have a picture of Sean Gibson 5 years ago. We're going to do a before and after. Okay. So 5 years ago, I was working 3 different jobs as a physical therapist, 60 to 70 hours a week. Sometimes I was waking up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to finish my paperwork, coupled with, I thought I led a pretty healthy lifestyle, but really I was just kidding myself. In order to get through those days, I loved the Coke. McDonald's Coke was the best to me. So McDonald's drive-ins, I knew where every McDonald's drive-in was in Salt Lake City because I did home health, I did some clinic, I was super busy. Along with all that work, I missed all the Saturday mornings because I went to the clinic at 6 o'clock in the morning and saw patients until about 12 or 1. So I was probably about 30 to 50 pounds overweight. And despite all my hard work, financially, we were not doing really good. We were probably $130,000 to $150,000 in debt when you work on your own. I was an independent contractor, so insurance we paid for by ourselves. So we were in medical school and just life debt. And it's not like we were living extravagantly, okay? I was driving around like a Mazda 3 and trying to save on gas. We were doing everything that we could. So I almost was speaking Spanish there, but I was going to say, gracias a Dios, thanks to God, we found Plexus. And really my wife is the one that started it. But now I want you to, okay, that was before, picture the before, Sean. Now here's the after, Sean. After 5.5 years of Plexus, let's just start out with my health, okay? Oh, I forgot to mention, I had like weekly headaches as well. So now, after 5.5 years, we'll talk about health first. I have energy when I wake up in the morning. Jan talked about brain fog. I don't have brain fog in the morning, okay? I lost 30 pounds and have kept it off for 5.5 years. No diet, no fad can do that, okay? I do not have a Coke addiction. I drink a Coke when I want to, which is probably about once or twice a week, okay? My headaches are gone. I occasionally get kind of the sinus headache when allergies are bad, but that's about it. That's amazing, just the health aspect. But let's talk about the lifestyle, the lifestyle change that we've had. So picture 6 days a week of working, 60 to 70 hours per week. Now, guess what? Now I'm kind of like the stay-at-home dad that gets to treat people from my computer. I make my own hours. I started my own business, and I can see whoever I want, whenever I want. Okay, I'm home all Saturday. In fact, I'm home every day. Okay, the dad paid it all off. And on top of that, we've done some great investments. We now own 3 homes. One is a great investment property for us. We invest in the stock market. So our finances are really, really good. I'm not saying we're perfect. And I don't say that to brag either. I'm just telling you the difference. So amazing, amazing things. Saturday mornings, now I coach basketball with my boys, or I make pancakes for my kids. So I just want, for those that are new to Plexus, or those that are looking into Plexus, the health alone can change your life. But don't forget that there is actually a business side, and sometimes that can be the negative side of it. But we're just honest people that we wanted a better life. We weren't extravagant, we weren't anything. And now we have really the life of our dreams. And I can do and be who I want to be. So Craig hinted at it earlier. On Saturday, I kind of did a bucket list item. I mountain bike what's called the Porcupine Rim Trail in Moab, Utah. It's 20 plus miles of the roughest mountain biking terrain. And that's kind of lifestyle. I would have never been able to do that before. I didn't even think mountain biking was in my life. And now after 5 years, I'm doing a bucket list item. And health-wise, so Saturday I rode the trail. Sunday I was really sore and my hands were swollen. I couldn't even move my wedding ring. And now Dr. Thomas talked about inflammation. The wedding ring slides off easy. So Plexus helps with recovery too. I am a better athlete now than I was when I was playing college basketball for intramural basketball in my college. So it's amazing. We love it. And that's my testimony. If you have any questions, give me a chat. I am supposed to wrap this up. And I'm just going to have to do the notes. So you've heard amazing health testimonies. You've heard amazing business testimonies. And there's 3 ways that you can kind of get your products and get started with Plexus. The first is what we call as a customer. A customer is when you order whenever you want and or what you want and whenever you want at full retail price. Not the best option, but it works for a few people. Option 2 is what they call a preferred customer. You enjoy 10% off and you get kind of a regular product delivery. It's good, but not great. Option 3 is what we usually sign up everybody under because it gives the biggest and deepest discounts. And you get signed up as an ambassador. I'm reading notes, so don't get mad at me, but you sign up as an ambassador. On your first order, you get 25% off, and membership right now is discounted in North America. you're only paying $9.95 for membership. People sometimes were like, oh, membership, I don't want to pay for membership. Who's a member of Costco? Everybody's a member of Costco or Sam's Club, right? And their membership is a lot more than $9.95 a month. So usually it's $39.95. Whoever invited you to the call, if one of those options works for you, they're great options, especially option 3. Just contact the person that invited you to the call. If you have more questions about that, they'll be able to lead you through everything, okay? Here's the great thing about option number 3, and this is why option number 1 and 2, not that good. Option number 3 is the best. If you sign up 3 of your friends, you pretty much get your products paid for. In my notes, it doesn't say how much you get paid, but $375 if you get 3 friends to help sign up. My wife just yelled at me from the background. She knows everything. So $375 to help 3 friends feel the best they've ever had in their life. It's a pretty good deal, as you can see by my story, okay? 5 years totally changed my life, okay? There's also a 60-day money-back guarantee when you do option number 3. So no one's ever returned when we've invited them, but there's that option as well. Again, this is a great opportunity. I'm not blowing smoke. This is amazing. And it's changed our lives, and it's changed the lives of countless people that we've met through Plexus, our friends, our family, our associates. So yeah, it's awesome. I hope you like the presentation. Again, if you have any questions, reach out to the person that invited you to this call. That's very important. And lastly, we've got one more giveaway. So Jan, take it away.
Drum roll, please. Come on, Sean.
What? Drum roll.
Looks like Bill Abelman. Congratulations, Bill.
Don't forget to send your address to Julia.
Yeah, 2 sticks your way. That's all I got. Thanks all.
Questions you want to put in the chat real quick? Otherwise.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll conclude the meeting, and not too bad for our first one here as men on the Plexus. All right. Have a good week, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Huh?
You got to finish this.
Music.
Oh, that's while we were sitting here. You got it. Oh, yeah, you just click end or stop recording.